So this one has to do with the arsenic poisoning. It not only makes you short of breath, but it literally starves your body of oxygen down to the cellular level. So as your body begins to suffocate your organs silently from the inside out, the mitochondria, your cells as energy function factories, basically, just can't function properly. And without oxygen, your organs themselves start to fail. Your heart strains harder. Your brain gets clouded up, or you get brain fog as your muscles begin to weaken. So I've literally found myself having to even drive home in this condition, fighting harder than anyone should have ever had to have fought. While at the same time, in multiple areas of my relationships along the way, of not being able to mentally think things through, or think about things, about what's going on with me, it would be like Emily Dodge or Aurelia or much of anybody that was doing these things to me, saying, why can't you use your words, or use your words? Which is just more gaslighting or more manipulative efforts that are just completely messed up. They're also not only trying to determine how far your mind can go with what they've given you, but they're also gaslighting you within the ways that they've set inside of your food or inside of your coffee or whatever, like trying to figure for themselves how far they can push things. So over time, your skin color changes. It gets a little more orangey, or you'll have callous skin, like on your. I experienced it on my fingers, where it's just I didn't feel my hands right. And then your nail beds develop these strong lines that go crossways. And I've even developed lines going down this thumb, specifically right here, that was just really thick and I could feel it there. So things like that will happen when you're arsenic poisoned in this way. Not to mention, you'll develop a strong scent that's just, you won't be able to reason with it. You're like, where is this coming from? And it's literally coming from you. And then so that just gives your job placements an easy out, basically. Nobody wants you around now, like nobody. So it's to break down your love life and any love that you could get. So while your nails are developing those strong lines through them and your nervous system is misfiring, it causes strange tingling sensations in your body. You might feel like you're buzzing all over, as I've felt, or you could kind of like, just in normal situations, have like certain twitches. I've had that same twitching coming from my very own heart, and unable to exactly at the time reason through it as well. So the part that sucks the most is just knowing now that without all of it, that I would have been able to live a much better and healthier lifestyle, and just I would have been able to rollerblade and actually play my drums and have hopefully a support system, that like a real one that actually wanted to see me thrive and see me grow as a drummer, as a father, as a brother, as a son, But I mainly mean son for the fact of my father, not for my mother. My mother has been there for me. She's just dealing with a lot of the gang stalking stuff herself because lo and behold, my father is just a piece of gutter trash from hell. And so, upon finding out about the affairs with Jesse Lee, and like I had a recording device, so obviously I wanted to like try and get to the rock bottom of what was happening to me, and then I had overheard what sounded to be him with her, and I repeated it enough times in that state to understand what I was dealing with. And these people legitimately wanted to kill me. Like, to take care of me so that I could just be out of the way for their affair to continue. And I don't even think so much as that he wanted the affair with her. He wanted to, like, get rid of the both of us, if you asked me. To continue with his other affairs, you know. Because he's just a bitch-ass piece of shit, just like my father is. So Jesse Lee was supposed to be my friend, and yet I overheard them. And I was driving down 7. And so driving down 7, I pulled over to the side of the road. There's traffic going by and stuff. It was nighttime, but it was not like too late where there wouldn't have been traffic. It was just the sun was down already. And I remember going to the side of the road and being in front of my headlights, like going down to my knees and like basically praying to the Lord to take all of everything from me. And I've never cried and puked in my entire life. And I was crying and puking and crying and puking until I could get back in my car again and get the rest of the way home. But there was no other reason for it. It would make sense if I had been drinking and driving or, you know, anything else, but it was not. I quit drinking a long time ago, and I've been moving to go straight edge and get rid of these as well, because I want to be a good man. So this had all been done before by Jesse Lee in prior relationships, because it was all created by Proxy, meaning both of my brothers and my father knew about these things. Oh my gosh, I'm just a faucet right now. Excuse me. Excuse me, I know it's gross. I almost got through this whole message without crying, but yeah, both of my brothers and my father and these biatches knew about it. They hide I believe that these men were doing it to hide their own rapey shit growing up with my father. And so after a lot of like organ failures, or they're starting to fail on you, you may even experience paralysis. You might feel like you're fading, as though your body is no longer able to respond normally, which is exactly the way it feels. You're literally like lost in a paralysis. And the worst part is that most doctors don't even test for these things or treat you for it. Not even while I've been in the ER demanding for these tests, they instead gaslight you further than you already are, making everything that you're experiencing a mental health crisis, which is what I believe is controlled by the same proxy of spree masonry control or paid non-governmental organizations to continue this crime. Meanwhile, your body is just running on fumes, and you know for yourself that these people are choking you off slowly and meticulously and quietly without your own family or a certain family, because they're as well playing within that proxy war against you. And at the same time, those responsible for their crimes hide behind adding more blight into your life. The misdiagnosis coming from the medical departments is a great, cover for this crime. As long as they can keep you poisoned to where you're not out here talking about it, at least. And so that's why I decided, a year and a half ago or better, that I was going to have to move differently and get away from thinking that I could create this website and make a social media aspect or run any kind of part of it to be like a coach to try and gather a bunch of people to rollerblade together and to really get our healths back. And because that was not only the goal for myself, so I wanted to live it and get through the courses and the classes that I was writing up, and then I wanted to be able to put together the funneling system for the website in that area, among the other 11 areas that I was writing for the website to work and be clickable in. And so it's just a really heavy crime to just deal with to the heart's level of emotional pain, as well as all of the emotional pain that is there as well from these people doing that to me. And so it was just I needed to come up with a plan of action, because just look, no one in my jobs wanted me around. That's how it feels. And it's because of ways that I didn't understand or couldn't see at the time. And so it hurts, because without these things happening, I would maybe be running parts still in passivation, or I'd be working at a paper mill, or who knows where I'd be, I'd be somewhere completely different. And so it really hurts to know that I would be just fine, both financially, medically, physically, and I probably wouldn't be smoking today, because my own mental compass was different than the mental compass that you have when you're being unwittingly poisoned. It just is. So next, they'll ghost you, they'll silence you. Just a clever way of basically making it all seem like it's all your mental health and your mental health alone, and he's just got depression and anxiety, and he's got pre-existing conditions for them to continue to murder you, basically. But even if they move far away, and even if they act like these things have never happened, they're not going to be able to act that way in front of the Lord. So this isn't just a cold and calculated poisoning and long-standing. As I've already spoken before, it's been since birth, basically, for me. It's a premeditated murder. It's a warfare down to the cellular level. And I just really wish that I had a better experience in life, because I've been fighting since I was a kid. On way, I'm levels and ways that nobody in their whole entire planet should have to fight. And so, I know I'm just falling apart here. I'm gonna get off of this stream. But I don't know how I could create like a medical advocacy piece that would actually reach out to anybody that actually would know what to do, but I just woke up. Yesterday I felt great because I finally rollerbladed to my first checkpoint. I usually go like 2, 3, 4 before turning around and coming back. And I made it to my first checkpoint, so I'm like, I was really excited about that. And it's just really draining. Anyway, I'm gonna be blowing my nose now and being all gross, so thanks for being here if you care. If you care, it's awesome. If you don't, you don't.